JT Smith here at Bearcat Insider. The Bearcats lose a tough game against UCLA, 79-67 in the round of 32. First, I want to say congrats to a great season. The Bearcats ended up being 30-6, second most wins in Bearcat history. But it just wasn't meant to be. The first half, it looked like it was going to be it was going the Bearcats' way. But they had an uncharacteristic half in turnovers. They had 8 turnovers. It was a lot of travels, little stuff here and there, and they were only up 3 at the half, 33-30. And if they just could have took care of the ball like the Bearcats normally do, keep it around 3 or 4 turnovers, then they could have definitely been up double digits and had more cushion to absorb the run that UCLA has made. Kevin Johnson had a heck of a first half, 11 points. He woke up after, having a down couple, down last few games, was much needed. Gary Clark was steady Eddie again in the post. He, was passing. He had 6 assists, 13 points. I want to say 8 rebounds overall. It was just that Lonzo Ball was just too much, man. He almost had a triple-double. He was real controlled. In the second half, he took over. It was a run where the Bearcats, I want to say, were up 3, and then UCLA hit 3 threes in a row. It was Lonzo Ball, then it was Steve Alford, and then Lonzo Ball again. And just after that, it was just, the Bearcats stayed close, but just wasn't much they could do. Jaron Cumberland had a big game. I want to say he had 15 points off the bench. He played real well, was real aggressive, man, was getting a lot of buckets. It's just that, UCLA, the more you run and gun with them or you try to match them 3 for 3, the more you're going to be in a bad predicament, a bad position. And that's kind of what happened with the Bearcats, man. Kind of ran and, tried to shoot it out with them a little bit besides, playing normal Bearcat defense. Well, not even saying that. More so trying to shoot it out, having long rebounds, not being able to play Bearcat defense because of the transition. In the transition game, it's hard to guard these guys, man, and that's what happened. It was just a lull maybe in like 2 minutes. Then I look up and, Mick had called a few timeouts and only had 1 timeout left, and it was more than like 8 minutes left in the game, so they couldn't even call another timeout to try to stop the run. It was crazy. But man, Cal Washington didn't have his normal game. That's kind of what I was expecting him to have, like a 15 to 20 point game. And if that would have happened with the bigs that UCLA had, then it would have been a lot harder for them to get out and run and whatnot. But he had a great season overall, man. So I know a lot of people are beating up online, but it happens sometimes. We wish it didn't happen, but hey, this kid, he works hard. He gave his team a lot of punch that we didn't have, the year before that. So, he gets better. If he gets better, this is like when, going to come from NC State, team that really didn't go to the NCAA tournament that much. Well, but he kind of did, but he wasn't a regular contributor on that team or a starter. Maybe he was more of like a 6-man, so he wasn't on the scouting report. So, he'll get better. He'll get smoother and maybe, develop some more stuff. But, he has the talent, so let's not beat him up, throw the dirt on him. But it would have been great to see him and Gary be able to thrive in a high-low game because Gary played a real solid game. And if Cal would have had his normal game, then we would have been okay, or the Bearcats would have been okay. Jacob Evans didn't really have a great game that, a lot of the Bearcat Nation was expecting also. So that's kind of where we're at right now, going home. But the Bearcats are going to have a tough draw, so it is what it is, man. Even if UC would have won this game, they would be looking at UK in the face. The winner of that game is probably going to be looking at UNC in the face. So it's not for the weak of heart. But this team is they got a lot of talent coming back. They're only losing. Shout out to Troy Copain, the senior. Kevin Johnson, Zach Tobler, those guys are going out and they're winners. So the program's in a good place, man. You got Kane Broome coming next year. He'll be able to play, and he's more of a scoring, slashing guard. So they're gonna be able to play a lot faster. You know, Justin Jennifer still, he will be a junior. You got Jacob Evans coming back, Kyle Washington and Gary Clark will both be seniors. Then you got Keith Williams coming in. My guy Trevor Moore coming in. I mean, he was a shooter, you know, a guy that can, lengthy wing that can shoot. So you got scores coming in. You still got guys coming back like Evans and Cumberland. So it's nothing to put their heads down. You want them to go farther than you don't want them to make it to the next weekend with this good of a team. But I mean, it's all about draws, man. I mean, as much as UC can play with a UCLA. It's just that you can't get into a run and gun game with them, or you're not going to win. And it's just how it goes. And then what happens, you know, UC kept UCLA to the lowest points they scored in a half all season in the first half. And in the second half, UCLA almost scores 50. So that's just how it goes, man. It is what it is. That's why when you turn the ball over and you have a chance to kind of put your foot on the neck to be able to absorb that run, you score 7 or 8 more points and you lose by 12, but it's closer. Who knows? You might be able to get a nice burst to, you know, get that win. But it is, man. It is what it is. Great season. Try not to beat it up. Harp on it too bad, man. It's a late night, but sad because, you know, how good this team is and just want to see them play more. But this chapter is over, man. Just got, you know, now it's on to playing at NKU because, you know, Fifth Third is going under reconstruction. So, you know, just make sure you guys check in the Bearcat Insider, man. JT Smith. And, you know, I'll keep you guys in the loop on what's going on with the Bearcats, and see you next season. And, you know, football season right around the corner, so we'll talk about that too, man. But just try to look at the bright things, man. It's only gonna be one team that wins, but you want to get to the you know, to the part of tournaments where it has the name, you know, Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final Four, championship. You know, no, I wants to lose in around 32, but it is what it is. Signing out.